Tom, great to have you here. I want to begin with this decision by the Circuit Court of Appeals in D.C. to give Flynn's attorneys 10 days to respond to an idiotic, I mean outrageous decision by a district court judge, Emmett Sullivan, to continue the preposterous, absurd theater that he has created in his courtroom.
Well, that D.C. Circuit is a majority leftist last time I checked, so it's no surprise they're going to continue the torture of General Flynn. And remember, this is about General Flynn, obviously, directly, but indirectly it's about President Trump. And so President Trump, in my view, should pardon Flynn because they are attacking him and his presidency through this abuse of Flynn. It's got to end. It's just got to end. And we have new documents out there showing they knew from the get-go he was innocent, yet they continue to pursue him. In fact, they knew he didn't lie, and yet they went to the White House, according to the new documents, that this Justice Department was hiding. They knew he didn't lie, and yet they went to the White House and they lied to Pence in saying that Flynn lied to him. Really terrible stuff, and this DOJ is AWOL on investigating any of that. That was criminal activity as far as I'm concerned about.
I think most Americans absolutely believe that these are criminals, these politically corrupt officials of both the FBI and the Justice Department and our damn judiciary. I mean, look at this preposterous, these 7 justices. They've become a mob on that Supreme Court. They're outrageous and ignorant. And the American people are, I have to believe, absolutely sickened by it and have had a belly full of it. I can't even begin. Can you, to explain John Roberts to a grandkid? I mean, I can't.
Look, there are on political decisions, these judges are as political as a senator or member of the House of Representatives. And Chief Justice Roberts notoriously has evidently this view that the Supreme Court always has to be in the good graces of the establishment, and he rules too often accordingly. It doesn't mean he rules the wrong time every time. It just means on some big issues like whether or not we're going to have a constitutional structure that protects the presidency and our ability to govern ourselves, or whether it's going to be undermined by a local district attorney in New York who wants to haul the president into court. And that decision will allow potentially thousands of prosecutors across the country to start harassing this president.
You know, it can be dressed up any number of ways. The fact is they're damn fools, and I have to tell you, they are corrupt fools. I mean, the reasoning is pathetic, and they're just ignorance of the Constitution. Are you kidding? These are people defying the Constitution. Tom, I want to turn to one other item here, and that is a book that you're working on. Tell me about when it's going to be published, A Republic Under Assault, the left's ongoing attack.
Well, it'll be coming out in October. It's available for pre-order now, but I mean, the title says it all. I mean, we have this coup attack on the president, this attack on our borders.
Yep.
We're now in the middle of an insurrection, a communist, Marxist, Mayo-type insurrection. And on top of that, we've got the attack on our election systems that wants to overturn
and
our
the book is going to tell us all about it.
That's exactly right.
Tom's book is going to tell us all about it, and you can pre-order it right away, and we recommend it to you highly. Tom Fitton, thanks for being here.